Hello, hi, howdy, folks. Welcome to All on the Table side quests from the Transverse. Those of you who watch regularly may know that this is normally the week that we would be playing Light of Cinders, but unfortunately we've had some scheduling conflicts, so instead I've got a group of wonderful people who are here to run a side quest with me. We're going to be playing a game today called Eidolon, Become Your Best Self, created by Luke Varner and Molly Reinbeck. And now, before we get too deep into it, let's introduce everybody else. Howdy, folks.
Hello.
No.
Hey,
Oh,
If y'all could just hop around and introduce yourselves, I think I think this is all of your debut on the stream, so.
that's true.
All right. My name is M. I use they them pronouns, and today I will be playing Dalton the Wolf with my Eidolon Trolley Bay, which can cloak itself from detection by posing as something or someone who should be here, and attack its foes from hiding by stabbing them in the back when they least expect it.
I love it.
Nice. I'll go next. My name's Lynn. My pronouns are she, they, and my character's name is Maury Montag, and same pronouns, she, they. The Eidolon is called Spirit of Salem, and their ability is to. I wrote it down, and I'm gonna read it as I wrote it. Transform any solid object into a ghostly incorporeal version of itself, which allows you to hide it without taking up space, but it cannot be used for its intended purpose until it's reverted back to its original form.
Goodness, that's a long one. All right.
It is.
I can go next. My name is Jeremiah, also go by Jezza. He, they. And my character today is Jerome. He, him. And my stand is my Eidolon. Sorry, is dying of thirst. And dying of thirst obliterates enemies by striking them with spectral, audible musical notes. So when my Eidolon beats people with striking fury, it sounds like Mozart or like Kendrick Lamar or like whatever else. It's always going to be a good time when I'm fighting somebody to death.
Fantastic.
Uh, my name is Lucia. I use it or they them pronouns. My character is Eloise Trinity Cromwell. Uh, my Eidolon is called bell bottom trousers. It's a real physical pair of pants, and I look so good when I wear them that nobody ever wants to hurt me.
Oh, fantastic. Uh, Yeah, so just to give a quick rundown to the folks who aren't super familiar with Eidolon, it is not dissimilar from a Powered by the Apocalypse game. In fact, it's sort of a sequel to one, as you might say. Essentially, every time that an action is taken that has doubt as to the outcome, we're going to draw cards from this tarot deck that I have here. And each card has been assigned a value, positive, negative, or neutral, as well as a forecast, which affects what happens next. So you'll draw cards equal to the stat that you have in the relevant stats, and then you'll get to choose one of those cards. It's fairly simple, but if you pick all the good cards off the top, then that means bad stuff's coming up. uh, and yeah, I think that's all we need to get started. So, what do you say we hop on in, folks?
That's good.
It's good.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. So, we open in the future. It's about 2040 and things are not getting better. I'm sorry to say. It wasn't too long ago, maybe 5, maybe 10 years, that new technology was introduced to more thoroughly integrate advertising systems into every aspect of reality itself. They called this the Undertow interface, and it was meant to sell you more stuff. And so it's just really, really, really hard to get away from any kind of advertising anymore. But fortunately, a group of hackers managed to penetrate the servers of the reality bending Undertow interface and create Eidolons, spirits that would basically manifest from your soul to allow you to affect reality itself because they screwed it up with programming and we can fight back. And yeah, so we open. Sorry, did I miss someone? Okay. So in that case, we shall go ahead and open our scene. We are in the Undertow. The Undertow, I do want to make clear, it is a physical-ish space. Think of it as sort of like a VR chat, but if you actually went there. And you all are in the headquarters of Jolly Roger, which is to say, the Justified Operatives Liberating Limited Yahoos, radicals organized for gathering economic resources. It is a not infamous hacker collective dedicated to preserving and ensuring the continued survival of various television shows, resources, movies, that sort of thing. And I think we shall go ahead. Let's start. The headquarters of the Jolly Roger is, of course, called the Revenge, and it's sort of a digital space. Think of it as a cross between a Discord server and VR chat and like a Signal chat. So you're good, but also you're kind of there. You know what I'm saying? And let's just pulling a card at random. Let's start with Mori. Mori, could you tell me a little something about the space that you are hanging out in this land, this digital emporium? Just one little detail, and then how you're spending your afternoon.
Um, I have a strong tie to the town that I grew up in and the one of my best friends that I had there. So I don't have a lot of stuff because it took a lot to move, but I do have a small, what I guess I'll call a shrine to my former best friend in the corner of the room, and it's very dusty. Is all I can say about it right now.
Beautiful.
Yes, there's also a bed and a computer.
So then, do you live in the Undertow rather than the real world?
Well, um, I because of my Eidolon. Well, wait, have we talked about that yet?
We have. You gave the power when you introduced yourself.
Okay, okay, all right. Because of that, I I have a desire to kind of never stay in one place. I want to go back and forth, because I feel like closer to people that I've lost, because I want to go back and forth. It's not easy to do it though. It's an extremely rare thing to do, but I wouldn't say that I live there, but I would say that I visit.
Okay, sounds good. And what are you doing this afternoon? Do you have hobbies that you partake in, or do you just kind of generally surf the web from the safety of this secure server? How do you?
Hobbies, huh? Um, I like studying the occult. I really do. Anything that seems weird that other people like to dismiss, if I can find some teeth in it, something that sounds like it might have some truth, I'll pursue it until I find out either it's fake or maybe it's more true than they believe. So I really do love the occult.
Fantastic. And you know what? This isn't going to be a single person scene, so let's say, Jerome, how are you fitting in? And what's the thing about this hideout that you'd like to describe to me?
I that's I so sorry about this, because it hurts my soul to say, but I think Jerome has a lot of like broken turntables in his space. Uh, like turntables that aren't like malfunctional, that have been like snapped down the middle or have like been like crushed in certain ways. Seemingly out of like uh someone that is a bit too strong using them a bit too vigorously and then just damaging them beyond reproach almost. Uh so he has those just around in his space, and I think right now he is probably uh with yet another like turntable, just trying to mix a new sound that he thinks is gonna really uh satisfy his like craving for like a new sound in his life. Uh, but I'm becoming increasingly frustrated with with like just you just hear like scratching and like voices being cut off and on, and just nothing is seeming to be satisfying to Jerome as he's just doing this.
Oh, that's the worst place to be. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and of course, we wouldn't be in a hacking collective without Trinity. Trinity, how's your afternoon going? What's your place look like?
Trinity, I think Trinity's got like a little recording space set up like within the Undertow, like uh, oh, because you always got to be grinding, always got to be working, uh, that hustle. You so I think right now she's actually recording a sponsorship segment uh, for Web Blast VPN.
Only the
And she's
best.
like she's like doing it in a spooky voice to fit the tone of the video, and there's like violin stings and stuff.
Absolutely. Well, see, if you install WebBlast in your own personal pocket of reality, then it can minimize like 12% of ads. That's so much better.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, the wolf. What can we do for you today? How's it looking?
Well, Dalton is, and Dalton doesn't really stay at the on the Revenge very often. They definitely prefer to come and go. But for right now, they're just kind of taking a nap on a couch in just the middle of the common area. So
Perfect.
very inconsiderate.
It's interesting to me that so many of these have to do with, like, because we've got a musician and recording of spots and someone trying to take a nap. Because the next thing that happens is that an enormous cartoon voice echoes through the entire facility. It's just. Y'all would know this voice because, as members of Jolly Roger, you're certainly familiar with it. But it's just sort of a. Basically, it's a cartoon pirate voice, a high pitched. Avast, mateys! Something new is coming down the pipeline! All hands on deck! this, of course.
Finally,
This, of course, is the voice of Mini Matey, who is both a security program and also, like, the mascot.
But
Uh, y'all are, of course, not the only members of Jolly Roger, but apparently you're the only ones here, because no one else is responding to this security alert. Who knows what everyone else is doing today?
Uh, Dalton like slowly starts to get up off the couch, and Trolley Trolley Bay appears out of the closest innocuous object to Mini Mate and just kind of glares at it.
Yeah, I think Mini Mate
Just
is
just
full
best,
on like a stick figure cartoon pirate with a peg leg and all. He's doing a little dance. Just
while it's doing that little dance, a full-sized person skeleton pirate stands over it, just threateningly shaking a rapier at it.
Avast, Dalton. You're the first one to respond. You must be super excited.
Hmm, that's one way to put it.
I'm glad to hear it, because we've got a doozy of a thing to do today. Oh,
Oh,
uh, uh, responding in your own various ways. Eventually, I think y'all are gonna meet up. It's not a console exactly because it is a digital space. Minimate can be wherever he needs to, but it's easiest for him to just say it to you all at once. Um, so, mateys, it's a big day tomorrow. As we all know, Grease is the New Black is supposed to be premiering on the on Paramount Plus. The thing is, though, is that David Iger, the CEO, he's just announced that it's going to be removed from the service. It's not even out yet, and he's decided to remove it. Now, the rumor is that this
What
is
kind of
supposed.
flip-flop is that?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's supposed to be a tax break-off. He just turned Irish. I don't. He stopped being a pirate. I don't know. Um,
Close.
this happens all the time. Minimate is unstable. um, but I mean, of course they say it's a tax write-off, but how can you write off something you make and then according to all available information, it's gonna be on the server. It's gonna be on Panamax for 15 minutes, and then it's gone forever. So I figure this is kind of the thing we do, eh? So
Yeah,
you've.
you want us to go fight David? Yeah, great. Yeah,
I mean, I'd never tell you to go fight a CEO, but if you want to, sure, eh?
well,
yeah, yeah.
I think
I
mostly we're supposed to go and steal the show, and if we find people along the way, we can fight them.
but like, does that really satisfy your soul, though? Does that really pump you up to go?
Yes, yes, I'm actually very fond of stealing things.
Fine.
Uh,
There be at least one person on there that can fight, though. That's bare minimum.
What I'm wondering is what we're going to do with only 15 minutes. We're going to have a pretty good plan to figure this out.
aye, well, sure enough. I mean, there's a couple different ways to do it. You could either go to the building physically, because conveniently it's only located like a 20-minute drive away, or you could always attack it in the undertow and try to um, steal the files digitally. I mean, it might be easier than going in the building, but also, who knows what kind of security they've got. You'd know better than me. You all have done this before.
I guess the important thing to consider is what would they even anticipate somebody coming in to get it? And if they did, would they anticipate them coming in through the undertow?
Well, I mean, you know how shows are these days. The big companies with the anti-piracy measures, of course. So, I mean, once upon a time that was just like putting watermarks on the shows, but who knows? Maybe you'd have to fight the show itself. Anything's possible in the Undertow.
You'd have to fight Grease's the New Black while trying to save Grease's the New Black.
It's possible. Who knows? Maybe they made it evil. Maybe that's why they're getting rid of it.
This is the most exciting thing I've heard all day. Thank you, Minnie.
It'd be my pleasure.
All
So I
right, so
guess
if
we.
we're going
Oh,
if
go
we're
ahead.
going in the undertow, if we're going into the undertow, if we've only got 15 minutes, it would probably make it be good to at least case the place and try to get in before it goes in. That way, we have those full 15 minutes to get it out.
Sounds like a good idea.
So the undertow
Sensible?
could be our reconnaissance, and then we could actually go in there physically. Is that what you're suggesting?
That's a possibility.
I like that. How about everyone else?
As long as I get to throw hands, we could go to the grocery store first for all I care.
Do you need something? I can put together a list for you. That'd be my purpose.
Delightful little guy.
Uh,
No, mini mate. We should be good. All right. Pack up and go. We should get this over with.
you don't
To
seem
the
very
Roger Mobile.
enthused. Do I need to adjust my approach? Should I be more evil? I could be an evil pirate too if you prefer.
You can? Wait.
I have many
Show us.
settings.
Yeah, can we see what evil mini looks like? Just understand the
Yeah,
full range of your abilities.
absolutely. The little cartoon icon of him, just the eyebrows go down so they're mean, angry eyebrows. That's it. That's the only thing that changes.
Terrifying.
All right, all right. I'm convinced.
I be glad that you be convinced. Otherwise, you'd have
Oh
to
well.
bring out a plank.
Terrifying.
Graphics could use some work, but you got the audio down.
I'm doing me best over here, I promise. uh,
So we've decided to go into the undertow first. We need to figure out what we're going to do, how we're going to approach this.
yeah, so traveling through the undertow is a little strange since it is simultaneously physical and digital, but it's very possible. Um, it's a little more like, how do I put this? You know the thing where the atom shrinks down and rides a telephone wire and gets shot across the country? That's not really a thing anymore because cell phones, but it's a little bit like that, except for, the digital fabric that's underpinning all reality. So if you were to choose to go to Panamax Plus headquarters, it would only take you a few seconds. It would be much closer than the 20 minutes by car. In fact, it's a little bit of a question why there's even cars these days, because undertow travel is so effective.
It's for sure lobbying. I think it's off the top of my head.
Yeah, there's no way they just let us get rid of cars.
Yeah, for sure. Think of how many ads that would eliminate. Oh, it's the complex itself, and I say complex because it isn't exactly a building in the undertow space. You're able to sort of manipulate the way things look in the undertow, right? So it is very much a huge, like a mountainscape. It's designed to look like the Panamax logo, that sort of lovely purple all over it. If you were to go inside, it would almost certainly be as boring and bland and corporate as every other corporate headquarters, but they want people on the outside, at the very least, to.
So like they have like the old Nicktoons building on the outside, and then inside is the new Nicktoons
Yes,
building.
exactly.
Understood.
I would like to suggest something. Um, can I do investigate and then see if there's a weakness I can exploit?
That sounds like exactly a great thing to do. Let's see. Sorry about that. I do not know what just got in the way, but we are live again. Okay.
It was the
Yes.
moon card.
Naturally. All right. Sorry, we're having some slight connectivity issues on this end. Basically, quick rundown of what went down in scouting the building for weaknesses, ways in. The party encountered a strange and horrifying goose, which stole Trinity's wallet. Trinity chased after it, managed to get her wallet back, and this somehow glitched the
Jamie,
program.
what am I up
The
to?
goose is
Just
now,
visiting a special secret client. I
paused.
can't say who it is, but let's just say she bundled her
uh, and yes, this is where we find ourselves, staring at a goose that is frozen in space. Uh, Except, of course,
Dream
y'all have
house
also
and her
stepped
dream car for around the clock protection with Progressive.
into the building. You found a way to move through the employee security, which wasn't honestly that difficult, and Dalton had just decided to blend in. He's kind of disappeared. All the rest of y'all still kind of standing out in the open, but Dalton just merged right into the crowd.
Well, Dalton, do you have any idea? Oh, wow. Well, these they are gone. That's impressive. Well,
uh,
I turn to the remaining two of you and I point towards the employees. Can I fight them? Like, if we're just here, if they're like, I can make it fast.
I mean, they're probably being paid like minimum wage. I don't think they deserve it.
Their spirit's already broken. What do you want?
No, no, you're right. There's no honor in fighting like that. You're getting paid like what, like 5.50 an hour. That doesn't feel right.
yeah, the cool thing about the Undertow is that it's not technically U.S. soil, so federal minimum wage doesn't apply.
Oh God, yeah.
No, are they didn't keep paying exposure or something? Like, what are we talking here?
I mean, they're getting paid for sure, but it's definitely like, you know how it's been 7.25 for the past 20 years? They're not getting that.
Oof.
Yeah, it's not a great place to work, but something you got to do something, you know.
Can we see if there's any sort of lesser lesser noticed entrances or exits in this area deeper into the Panamax?
Yeah. I mean, I'll just throw this out. This is a big building, right? It's a big complex. Most of the employees are getting into elevators to go to various floors. There are a couple staircases. Those seem to be basically completely ignored, possibly because you are inside a mountain and who knows how many flights you'd have to go up or down. It's this really is just the staging area, I guess. This is behind the scenes, so to speak. This is absolutely not where anyone taking a tour would go. It's the most miserable, the lockers are back here kind of area you can imagine.
I whisper to everyone, "Hey everyone, we look really out of place. We should resolve that or go a lesser viewed route."
Hmm. Well, I would be all down for going a lesser gone route, but I do not know where Dalton is. Dalton might have already be in this crowd still somewhere. So you know what? I will remove at the very least. I will take off my bright red jacket. See if that helps to blend this in a bit more. Let's
uh,
see. Other moves too.
yeah, absolutely. So the basic moves that anyone can take.
Oh,
Yeah, got
can I? Because mhm. Everyone here looks very like depressed, like minimum wage jobs workers, right?
yeah, very much so.
Uh, okay. I want to try to dazzle and let me know this works. I'm gonna dazzle, and I want to yell out, "Free donuts in the parking lot!"
Oh, fantastic. Okay, I love it. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. What is your glam?
Glamis too.
Two. All right. Then that gives you two cards: the Fool or the Tower. The Tower you maybe don't want. That's a negative card. That is something terrible happens. Um, The Fool is neutral. You become who you are needed to be in this moment.
Okay, I think I will take the Fool then for sure. Uh,
Okay?
so I don't get jumped for donuts.
The Fool for sure. Uh, yeah, I think who you need to be in this moment is someone who is very convincing that there are donuts on site. Um,
It's like, guys, they got chocolate, they got eclairs, they got glaze. They might be gone already. If y'all hurry up,
oh yeah, no,
get them moving.
absolutely. You gotta if they might be gone already, you gotta.
I think
Like
Uh,
it has to be right.
I feel like it's more the fact that the world has always been like seen as the best tarot card, and so they gave that power to Dio, and then
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
and we are live again. Sorry about that, folks. The connection is just wild today. All right. I don't know exactly when we were disconnected, but just in case, Dalton managed to sneak up behind some guards that were approaching the party, stab one of them in the back. He took one of them down pretty handily. He wounded a second, but because he played a neutral card, that guy is going to retaliate, because that's what happens when you get a neutral on a scrap. So, I think basically the way that's gonna go, I will need you to advance your damage track, Dalton. You're gonna take a hit from this, as the one in the middle, the one who you managed to get a good slash stab in, he just sort of thrusts his hands out, and a lightning bolt shoots out of the wall. Not his hands, you would have expected that, but it comes out of one of those walls that he's deforming around him and zaps you right where you least expect it. And then, yeah, he's upset. He's shouting now. I'm not gonna do all of his dialogue because he is kind of a minion, but also, there's intruders here, and y'all just heard up the stairs someone go ugh, and then a lightning strike. No
Oh, I
thunder, just a
gotta, I
lightning.
gotta be where that is. I want to be where the violence is. Uh, so yeah, I mean,
You come up the stairs and Dalton's just like, there, I found you someone to punch.
Alton, I appreciate you so much, and I'm a scrap. I'm immediately
Beautiful.
start scrapping.
Sounds good. Do you have a target in mind? There's two guards left standing. There's one who's already been stabbed and one who's perfectly okay.
Oh, I want the undamaged guy. I
Okay.
I I want a fair fight as much as I can get. So yeah, undamaged guy. I'm gonna summon my Eidolon. So this four-armed purple figure just appears. Headphones on each arm, face in its chest, no head. Uh, and immediately just starts swinging with music notes over at this undamaged figure.
Beautiful. What is your POW stat?
My house that I believe is three.
Three. Alright, three cards. Let's see, that gives you the Emperor, the Lovers, and the Magician. Which, let's see, the Emperor is neutral, you break
Ooh.
something, like a person maybe. Um, the Magician is positive, you achieve the impossible. And the Lovers is neutral, you are faced with two paths.
Well, interesting. I feel like it is most in character to break something in this moment. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Sounds good. So that is the Emperor, a neutral card, you break something. I think, rolling up on this guy, you are able to bring him down way easier than you
Mhm.
thought you were going to. Like, you thought this was going to be a fair fight because you picked the undamaged guy, and he
Aw,
just drops like a sack of potatoes. Um, you fully managed to break this guy. It
It's
is
funny.
an incredible blow. But also, it's not great insofar as this also seems to trigger. It's not a lightning strike, not like the first one, but it's a gust, a huge gust of wind, and it slams your Eidolon up against the wall, which is going to advance your damage track, as you see this sort of localized tornado has now formed inside this radius.
now we're talking. Also,
Fantastic.
Oh man, I mean, I'm gonna strike back unless someone else wants to jump in here. Yeah, I'm going to attempt to then power through the storm to punch the other guy, who I assume is causing this weather phenomena.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be emanating from him. You don't see an Eidolon on this guy, it's just that radius around him of the terrain that's deformed, so presumably it's him since it's following him. Like, who knows?
Yeah,
Behind the
fair bet.
scenes,
And
this
if I'm
guy is a
wrong, oh
conductor,
no.
so he doesn't have a physical Eidolon, it just, like, warps reality.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Let me see.
But yeah, if you'd like to go through ahead and scrap again, let me pull three more cards for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Those are going to be the Empress, the Star, and Death. The Empress, neutral, you create something. The Star, positive, a new direction reveals itself. And Death, neutral, something ends and something else begins.
Death is
Oh,
my red.
those are all so good actually. Uh, I I kind of want to create something. Uh, if
Okay.
possible, I would love to compose a new song as I'm beating this person with
Oh,
with my idol.
absolutely. You know, it's the music notes, they fly in the air and they normally they don't do this, but just today they sort of create this perfect sort of moment and you can read it like it's sheet music and oh man, it's fantastic. You have so many ideas when you get back to the lair. And yeah, these notes slam into this guy. He's reeling. He barely seems to know how to handle himself, despite having this power. You are going to advance your damage track again, because this is going to be another lightning strike, and he just sort of falls to his knees. He clearly is not used to combat like this. He's on the ground. Nothing around is changed, like that tornado is still happening. He's still,
Oop.
sorry? He's still awake, conscious, but he is like down a little bit right now.
We left your
Oh
video.
no, cool.
There we go.
He, he's on his knees. I am damaged. I think we also, at least I lost video for you again.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Better check
Um,
that. Yeah, better before we
says the
It's
continue.
stream's
good for
still
me.
live.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, stream's still going.
Amazing. Might just be
Stream is
my
getting more
side then.
powerful.
Have to
The
give it all
stream,
of
like
our
drum, is
energy.
powered by violence.
By the way, we just looped the entire deck. The Empress, you had it on both draws.
Yeah, that was the first card, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
nice.
So that
I
means
think.
there's at least one more positive card in here because y'all did put the world back, but there's not a whole lot of deck left.
hmm
All right. Well, in that case, I will hope that that one more scrap, we'll take this guy out.
Well,
Uh,
if
I,
go, go
I,
for it.
yeah, I'm going to step in. I stole their stun. I stole their stun guns. I'd like to bombard. I'd like to bombard them.
Oh, well, alright. Yep. Sounds
Hell
good.
yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
That's
Way to put that to
three
use.
Ellie.
3 Ellie, okay. With a 3 Ellie, your cards are the Hermit, your actions isolate you. Strength, your triumph through force. Or the Tower, something terrible happens.
Uh, I think I'm going to go with strength.
Strength, you triumph through force. Yeah, you know it's a pretty good force? A stun gun's worth of electricity. I don't know voltages and wattages enough to make up something on the spot that wouldn't just instantly kill him, but yeah, it's a little bit. It's not like the taser guns. It doesn't fire the pinpricks into him because it is the future. It's a little high tech, right? It's kind of almost like firing his own power. Are live again. It's been a kind of a rowdy ride tonight, folks, but fortunately we caught on pretty quick this time and managed to not do anything major while we were off the screen. So, we find our party in the middle of a hallway. They've just defeated 3 guards, and I have moved upstairs to encounter a weird dude who is in a floor entirely full of wood. And we're trying to get past him. Let's see how that goes. I
I
believe
believe
the
we
last
were
thing.
trying to lie to the guy, and
Yes, yes. And then Dalton used his Eidolon to appear behind him with a knife to his throat and use the magician, so you achieve an impossible success. Um, this dude is all bluff and bluster. He is a tech bro through and through, and he has never been threatened once in his entire life. And now you've got a knife to his throat, so immediately that facade of that sort of super confident guy just kind of crumbles away. And you can see he's basically in toddler mode right now. People don't tell him no. He doesn't know what to do right now. And he sort of looks at you, and then realization dawns. He never could have conceived that something weird was happening. And he goes, "Oh, you're you're not really contractors, are you?"
Well, not your contractors anyway. All right, you're gonna show us to this room that you weren't supposed to show anyone.
The that room. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of in the name, right? It's the room you're not supposed to show anyone. But I don't want to die.
I like to try to
By all means, go ahead. What is your glam?
I like
Sorry?
my glam is. Hold on, I just had it. My glam is 2, and let's
Okay.
see if I end up getting. Let's see if I end up getting. What were they? This, I think it's Death in the Star. We'll see if I'm right. No, I'm not. Either that or you froze.
It is definitely
I
Death and
can't
the
see from
Star.
here. Oh, no, I nailed it.
Hey,
You are 2 for 2. You are
Okay,
nice.
the reason
nailing
why is
this.
because I don't need to use the star because Death is my resonant.
Ooh,
That's why
Oh,
perfect.
that's why I want to do that. So
I love it.
put the star back. So let's
Yeah,
and
so
I'm
for the
using
viewers,
yeah.
each of our players
Now
have
I just need to
chosen
connect.
a neutral card to be their resonant, and that means that when they draw it, it becomes a positive card for them, even though it's neutral for everyone else. And they also get a special forecast depending on what playbook they're using. Let's see what we got here.
Okay. Now Death is something ends and something new begins, right?
Right, but because you are an
Okay.
alchemist, the forecast of that changes since it's your resonant card. And your resonant card's forecast is you identify what must be changed in this moment and you change it. You also have the option to swap any 2 of your stats for the remainder of the session.
ooh.
When I okay. Um I don't see a reason to change the stats at this point. But
Okay,
when you
fair
say
enough.
that identify what needs to be changed, is it that you say that or I say it and it's true?
Uh, well, that's the forecast of the card, right? So that's up to me to interpret. But basically, you see what needs to be changed
Hmm.
in this moment, and it's changed. I feel like what needs to be changed in this moment is this guy's mind. Am I wrong? If you have another idea,
That
by
makes
all
sense.
means, I'm
Yeah.
open to suggestion.
So no, that makes sense. So I can convince him through my dazzle and what I have to say next to convince him what he needs to do.
Sounds good. What you
Um,
got?
yeah. I can tell them, like, look, man, by the look on your face, you don't want to be here. Like, you didn't expect to do this. They they didn't put you in this position to be a security guard. I mean, I think it's I think it's time for you to look out for yourself. I mean, if you can just help us here, you won't have to worry about them bothering you after this. We'll find a way to take care of things. Don't worry. Just tell us where the server room is, and no one will know this happened to you.
Fantastic. Um, I think he gets this little sort of mournful look in his eye, and he goes, I'm not a security guy. You're right. I just, yeah, okay. Let's go to the server room. You know what? That's fun. That's very fun. You know what? Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, perfect. All right, yeah, let's go. Let's go. And yeah, he's perfectly happy to lead you where you need to be now. It's a little
Nice,
bit
cool.
roundabout because, of course, you are going through this wooden building. It's not what a building's supposed to look like, and yet it's still running. So he leads you pretty efficiently through. It's like a facsimile of an office building until you get deeper in, and it's basically a ship. There's no reason for it to be a ship. Like, this whole place is made out of wood, but there is a ship inside the wooden building. It's based on the hull. It's probably about a 150-foot long schooner, maybe 3 masts if you could see the top, but you only have the hull down here. And yeah, there's like a scaffolding that goes up the side of this ship, and he points to it, and that's how you get in. If you went to floor 3, you wouldn't be able to actually get it because the hull is too tall. There's no entrance up there. The hull keeps going up, but you want into the server, that's where you're going.
Hey, so
I
I
look
guess
at
I'll
Dalton and
ask.
say, you were right.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I know how to steal things.
Why is it a ship?
Uh, fucking, I don't know, man. It's like, the thing that the whatever the magic ghost, the magic ghost, the whatever. It's just that's how it works. I can't.
I'm not,
Magic go. You mean an Eidolon?
If that's what it's called, I don't think I've ever heard that word before. In fact, I would go so far as to say it's probably not that because I've never heard that
Like
word
the
before. So there.
Hmm. Alright, well, I'm gonna open the door to the server room, and if it looks like a server room, I'm going to have Charlie Bay let him go and just tell him to get out of here. If it doesn't, then we'll have more things to discuss.
Okay, yeah, it absolutely looks like a server room in there. It does not make any kind of spatial sense. It is an enormous ship, like think full trimaster, and it's maybe like a 40 by 40 foot server room.
this is an architectural nightmare.
And need I remind you
All
that the whole
right,
thing is
you,
sandwiched in the middle of a mountain.
all right, you go get out of here. Go call in sick and head and go home or something. Just if we see you again, you're not going home.
I mean, yeah,
And
fair
said the
enough.
skeleton, let him go. Let him go.
I guess thanks for not killing me or whatever. Are you sure you're not gonna. Okay, whatever. Fine. You're not gonna beat up the boss, are you? Because if you are, I want to
Yo.
watch that.
Oh well, okay, well, and that
We
I'm for sure gonna be your boss. We are all for sure gonna,
we
right?
we may
Mm,
we may or may not beat up your boss. That is to be determined.
is it though? I feel like
If we could steal shit without getting into more fights, that's better.
I think better is subjective. I think, listen, what if? Hear me out. I'm just putting this forth. What if we steal shit and beat them up? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Dalton is going to not disengage from this conversation, go over to some servers, and is going to break Locke's hack consoles. Pick Locke's hack
Okay,
consoles.
beautiful. What is your genius?
My genius is 2. But pick Lock hack consoles is an Ellie move.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry, my mistake.
So that's actually a 3. Yes.
3 is better than 2 for sure.
I think it was genius and I think it was genius and 1E.
Yeah, I believe that's the case. Um, alright. Well, with a 3, your cards are the Hermit, your actions isolate you, the Tower, something terrible happens, or the World, for a single moment the world bends to your will.
Should I do it? Should I take the tower?
I mean, if you want to, if that is where your heart lies, I for sure take the tower. I guess it just depends if we really want to save the world for something else like later down the line.
Yeah, I mean, really, what you've got here is
Uh,
the worst
yeah, see,
card,
it's
the best
a
card, and
choice
then a
between.
neutral.
The only other card that's gonna be next is Temperance, so.
There's 2 cards left in the deck.
Oh, there's 2 cards. I'm wrong. Oh,
Ooh,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, who knows?
third time lucky.
Uh,
it's a mystery gun.
no. You know what? I am actually. I'm going to save the world. I wanna steal shit. I want to successfully
Alright.
steal some shit.
The world. You know, this is a very strange interface. It doesn't work in the way that machines should, and that's pretty normal for the Undertow, right? Because it's all physical, because you're all in there, it kind of reacts to your expectation of it in a strange way. So, by convincing yourself that it really shouldn't be that hard to break into, it actually becomes easier to break into. And yeah, it without a shadow of a doubt, the data for Grease is the New Black, the surprisingly queer show about 1950s greasers going to prison, is right there. You can just get it. It's it would not take any effort at all for you to pull it out of this server room.
I figured out what the other card is, but I'll wait.
While while Dalton is looking,
Is there anything else that I might want to steal on this server? Not
I'm
related to the
gonna
job.
leave that up to you. I don't have any other specific titles made up, but it's anything that is available on the Panamax Plus server. Like, you have full access right now. You have the keys to the kingdom. The only limitation is how long you can stay here and how much storage space you have.
I was thinking like, could I look over Dalton's shoulder and see if I spot any files of like anything I could like grab a quick screenshot of for my YouTube channel.
Ah, well, yeah, I mean, like, there's certainly unfinished shots in here if you want to get, like, a weird shot of yellow Hulkets. It's like. I don't know that any of them would be spooky necessarily, but I'm sure you could fix that in post if you really wanted to.
The key is that none of the things I talk about are actually spooky, but like I talk about them as if they're terrifying.
Oh, fantastic. uh,
All right. All right. We're just going to grab the unfinished. It's still the raw effect works not quite done footage from Morbius the series.
See,
of course.
that's canon now. Morbius the series. Jack Black
Literally.
is Morbius.
It's the most popular movie in the
AI
world. How could it not
simulacrum
make
of Jack
sequels?
Black is.
Yeah, like you've got the goods. That's is no trouble whatsoever. It is a little strange to transport them in the undertow on account of they are like physical objects here, so you are going to have to like carry them. It's not loaded onto a drive or anything because you're just going to carry them over to your base and then you've got the files. That's how it physical representations of digital things. But yes, you're very handily able to acquire both of these projects. It's no trouble at all. And then it starts getting colder in the room. Maybe that's just the air conditioning. Like, it's a
Um,
server room. You gotta keep it cool. Who knows? Seems fine. Nothing to worry about at all.
going to toss those over to Mori, just so she can turn them into ghosts.
Ah.
You're right. Yes. Yes, yes,
Fantastic.
yes.
Oh, beautiful.
I could
Ah.
do that.
I I think this I think the stream is I think the stream's going to end again.
Finally, I'm useful.
Says it's still live on my end.
Okay, it completely froze here, but if you're the one with the controls, so if it says it's live, it should be live.
Listen, I'm not even watching the stream anymore. It takes up too much of my bandwidth. I can't reliably do that, so I've just got it on the is it live and streaming page. So,
Right.
Hmm.
seems to be working, and apologies again to the viewers for all this behind the curtains talk.
All right.
All right, it's back. Okay, guess an
Yeah,
Rather.
it's
ad went
back.
weird. Never mind, that's my mistake.
No, no, no. I think for a second too, where my internet cut out as well. But I think we are back now.
All right, good.
So when
Okay, this
I
this was suspiciously easy.
yeah, hey, I can work on those. Give them to me. I can make it a little bit easier for us. Just hand me those files, those
Yeah,
physical files.
yeah, and pass off the files to you.
Um, Now to use my alchemy ability, I mean, Spirit of Salem has to do it, I think, right? So what do I use for that?
Well,
What
that's the
skill
cool thing about your
to
Eidolon
transform?
power. Like, you don't have to draw to use your Eidolon's ability, right? That's just a thing you can do. You only draw a card if there's a chance of you failing, and because this is, like, what you do, there's not really a chance of that. There might be situations in which you would have to draw just to see,
Oh,
like,
okay.
how
Well
effective
then,
or intense your power was, but generally speaking, you can just kind of do what you do. It's not. So, yeah, you
oh,
can
well then I'll
very
do it.
easily.
Both
What does it look like
Salem
when you
touches
store
them,
these
and
files?
so Salem touches them, and they they turn into this sort of like transparent black shimmering version of what the files used to look like, and then you can just literally um, hold them in your jacket as though they took no space, so they kind of
Ooh.
just compress into that area that you're in, wherever you put it. So it's like you're thinking there must be a shelf here because it goes in pretty pretty easy. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So she's holding on to them right now.
Does it feel weird at all to hold a ghost of a TV show, or?
I would ask her, but she kind of said something weird a while ago, and I don't feel like asking her anything.
Uh, very
Yeah.
understandable indeed.
I'm still shook about Greed wins out, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yes. Having
So
And I
collected your
thought,
goods. Hmm?
since this went so easy, since this went so easily, uh, the guy was very determined to send us one floor above, and also got the feeling that there's probably something else up there that's worth investigating. Or other options are we could just try and book it out of here. Or I know
hey,
Jerome is going to say we should go upstairs. We should go all the way to the top and try and fight
Yeah,
and go and get in a fight
you
with
know
the
me so well.
CEO.
Yep. Word for word.
hey, remember when Salem said sometimes greed works out? How about we prove her wrong? How about we prove her wrong? Does anybody want to prove her wrong? I want to prove her wrong. I want to prove her wrong and leave.
Okay, that's two votes for that. That is two votes for leave. What about you, Trinity?
I'm kind of not in the. I'm kind of not thinking we should draw any more attention to ourselves. I don't want to be deemed non-advertiser friendly.
All right, the goose is probably still blue screen and decked out there. You can punch it on the way out.
Yeah, I can at least chug a goose. Far be it from me to anger your ghost Eidolon friend.
If I
Thanks.
may offer another suggestion, there's a voice. It rings out as someone enters the room, and it gets even colder than it was before. Y'all seem pretty effective. Could I hire you? This guy, he is absolutely casual clothing. You are certain beyond certain that this is probably the CEO's kid. This is like an adult spoiled rich kid who's never wanted for anything and still dresses like he shops at the thrift store. It's one of those guys. Um,
Mm.
See, the thing is that you got past basically everybody, including, I might add, Richard. He glares at the ship around him, who really, really likes hurting people. So the fact that you got past him without doing anything, like, wow, I mean, come on, you guys are great. So, how much? 100K?
Who the hell are you?
Who? Me? Oh. Oh. Ah. Come on. Okay, fine. My name. I definitely have a name. I'm definitely not using a random name generator to come up with my name right here on the spot. My name is Joshua Iger.
I can see
The
your
name I've had
hologram.
since birth that I know.
Uh, you know,
What was the name? Sorry.
Joshua Iger. You know, the whole heir to the company, gonna be the richest person on the planet someday, media mogul. Come on, I'm a good friend to have. None of y'all have heard of me?
No.
Well, okay. I mean, I'm
No, I
not
don't
gonna
think.
lie. That's a blow
I
to the
already
ego,
knew.
but. Okay, fine. Seriously.
First blood.
Sorry?
First blow to the ego. Got the first punch in.
uh, um,
So quick question as a player, what is our general financial situation actually? Like are we like wanting for money, but like besides just like doing these jobs?
You know, I feel like that's something that you, the character, would be more able to come up with. Money isn't super a thing in this system, right? Like you're not generally going to collect currency and spend it on items. So it's more of a narrative piece. So
Right.
if you personally decide that your character is very rich already, then there's not a lot I can say about that, is there?
Oh yeah. Cool. Jerome is patiently waiting for you all to say that you can punch this guy.
Oh, I want to. Can I try and pickpocket his wallet before we punch him?
Oh goodness. All right. Yep. Go for it.
Oh, what
Sorry.
do you use for that?
That's an LE3. That's 3.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
3.
it'll be Temperance the Star, either the Hermit or Tower.
It's the hermit. Let's see.
Oh no.
Temperance neutral. You are met with an
You know,
equal
I have
opposite
been like,
reaction. Hmm?
I think I'm going to pick Hermit just because I've drawn the Hermit on almost every single time I've drawn and not taken it yet.
Fair enough. The hermit. Your actions isolate you. You pick
It
his
wants me
pocket.
to have it.
That means there's only 3 cards left in the deck. We're getting close. Your actions isolate you. You move around to pick his pocket, and you are able to do so very effectively. You're good at this. Like, this is. You're a thief. This is your thing. And it's not until you have his wallet in hands that you look up and you realize you are no longer in the server room. You are kind of standing on a lonely iceberg. There's nothing for miles and miles around but frozen wastelands. To the rest of y'all in the room, Dalton just kind of disappeared. Who knows? But then again, Dalton does do that sometimes.
But he
Maybe
does.
he meant to?
That's just that's just the thing Dalton does. Yeah.
That is true. That's a good point actually.
Hey, Dalton, you don't need to hide. He already sees us. He already
Yeah,
knows.
Dalton, we're good.
Oh no.
Uh,
I assume Salem smiles at that. Something severe.
oh, yes. I mean, after all, greed
Something
wins
unnerving.
out. This is just a thing she does. She sometimes
Ah.
casually makes
Oh no,
predictions.
it's prophetic.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Um, the Josh doesn't even seem to acknowledge the fact that something just happened. He did not. He either did not see someone disappear in front of him, or he purely does not care. He's just sort of looking around, and when there's no answer, he, okay, 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 I get it. You're professionals. 200K. Come on.
What did you do?
What do you mean? What did I do? But he just gets this horrible across the face grin. It's fair. He's not lying. He is lying, but he's not doing it well. He knows exactly what you're talking about.
I guess
Um,
the question I would have is, what are you paying 200K for?
Well, I mean, it would be a yearly salary for y'all to do what you do, infiltrate places, steal their data. I'm just saying, if you can get me Dizflix's new show, I will happily pay you quite a lot of money for that.
What? So you can air it for like 20 minutes and ditch it to the recesses of the undertow?
No, 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 not at all. I couldn't do that. They've been announcing making their shows ages in advance. If I were to take it and air it, then it would be very obvious what happened there. No, I just want to get rid of it entirely because they can't use it for a tax write-off if we get rid of it first.
I looked to both of you with like a pleading look in my eyes, like, come on, guys, friends. If I'm not punching him, what are we doing here?
Uh, you're not gonna like the next card.
I'm really not, but I'm ready. I'm ready. It's worse because temperance is my dissonant card,
Oh
but I'm
no.
Dalton all by Dalton all by themselves in this frozen, frozen in this frozen tundra. God, I hope Jerome's him.
Oh gosh, I need. There's gotta be. I'm not gonna say this out loud. I'm just saying it to myself. Like, there's gotta be a way out of here. There's gotta be a way. uh,
Jerome, in the frozen tundra, I think you feel the ground shake a little. It sounds like something very heavy just took a footstep.
I mean, Dalton.
Yes, Dalton, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Uh, okay. I'm going to. Well, I am just going to vanish and hide from whatever the big thing is for now. Going to go become a rock.
Okay.
Let's see 3 more cards.
That's three more cards. I believe we already know what they are, but those are the Star, Temperance, and the Tower. So that's met with an equal and opposite reaction, something terrible happens, or a new direction reveals itself.
Oh, the star is the one that makes the most sense to take right now. I could take Temperance is the best meta one to take, but star makes more narrative sense.
The Star.
yeah, it makes the most part sense.
That leaves us with two cards in the deck. Y'all know what they are. I'm just going to show them to you.
so you,
Now, the good news is I do have to reshuffle these and put them underneath because if someone does a thing with a 3 stat, then you'll need an extra card. So, but you know what the top two are for sure. Because I'm reshuffling the deck, that technically ticks the Phantom Clock up to 3. Again, we're not getting to midnight today, so don't worry about that. And the deck is set. Everything is in play once more. Let's see. Star, a new direction reveals itself. Dalton, you are in this frozen wasteland, and as you disguise yourself, you make yourself very effectively look like a piece of the terrain. And it doesn't really require too much effort on your part, that's kind of what you do. But you realize not long afterwards that what you're looking out on isn't entirely a tundra, as something smashes through from below. This is like frozen ice over water, and you just catch the very barest glimpse of a humpback whale breaching. The whales are here, and they have joined the war on orcas on the side of the billionaires. Um, yeah, the whale, of course, does not know where you
oh,
are, so I think
The
everyone.
thing is, my combat ability is to stab things. I'm not going to stab a whale. I'm going to remain hiding here.
All right, yeah, makes sense. The rest of y'all that are still in the
At
room
what
with
point
Josh, you do hear just like the strain of like whale song echo through the room.
Uh, what
Sorry,
does
I
the room look
interrupted
like
you.
again? Can I please have a description?
I'm sorry?
Can I have a description of this entire room again? Like entrances, exits,
Yeah,
anything of, that kind of stuff?
absolutely. So this is a pretty bog standard server room. It's about 40 feet square. It's full of computer banks. There's a couple terminals to access the stuff going on here. It's very like you'll see those images of disasters of wire management on the internet or whatever. It's kind of that sort of wires plugged in all over the place everywhere. It should be easier than this, but I guess it just isn't because that's what people expect it to be here. Um, there's only really 2 exits to this room, and there's only 2 exits because it is absolutely mandated by fire code. There's the one y'all came in through on the scaffolding, and then there's one on the far side of the room. It seems to be relatively the same distance. The only other thing is that it is very cold in here. It's not snowing, it's not frost, but it is like you'd probably want to put on a heavy jacket. And I guess there would, legally
Okay.
speaking, have to be a fire suppression system, so it's got to be one of those like foam powder things so it doesn't destroy the servers if a fire starts.
I have an idea. I don't know if this is a dazzle or not,
I'm willing to try anything.
because
Let's
I
see
want to
what we got.
convince him of something.
All right.
Yeah, this is the only idea I have. Try it. Okay. Um, so I'm looking at the CEO and the CEO's son and thinking, I say out loud, you know, I'm not opposed to getting a lot of money, but 200,000 for stealing? I mean, I'm sure one rack of these servers has 200,000 worth of stuff in it. I'll tell you what, why don't we talk about going into at least a cool million per job, and I'll show you what I can do, and you can test out my ability. How's that sound?
All right. What is your glam?
My glam?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2.
It's 2. Well, you know what those
And
cards
guess
are going
which
to
one
be,
we're gonna
don't you?
draw? Temperance. Temperance. Temperance.
All right. And the tower goes back to the bottom of the deck. You have saved yourselves. Temperance. You are met with an equal and opposite reaction. Hmm. Well, I mean, I think right now, in this moment, the equal and opposite reaction is negotiation. So I think he's gonna jump,
Mhm.
like, shocked when you give him that number, because that is a huge number to do per theft. Not that, like, it's a reasonable number, but that doesn't mean he's used to hearing reasonable numbers. And sort of, wow, okay, yeah. Geez, I guess you are professionals. Okay. Um, okay, so you want to be paid on a per. You don't want a salary, I guess. I don't know why. It'd be easier. Wouldn't even have to do anything to get a salary. That's what I do. Um, okay. So if that's how you want to play, what if we say 500K a job, and I don't leak security footage of what happened here today?
Hmm. You know, you okay, hold on. Time out. Your thing turned off. Can anybody see the stream? Is the stream working?
Stream's working.
Stream says it's
Okay,
live.
let's wait for GM to come back and then we will continue. Okay,
Yep,
good.
stream's still going.
Do you want me to continue or wait till your video pops back up?
Please continue. I can hear you just fine. So as long as the stream is going, we should be okay.
Okay. So I look at the COs and I think, I mean, that's a lot of risk but I mean, I do appreciate you trying to give us a clean slate. You know what? What about let's talk about 800K? And I really want you to see that I can do this. I don't think you believe that I can do this. I don't think you believe that any of us have the ability to do this. Here's what I want you to do. I think that's why you don't have the confidence in us, but I understand. You're a business person. Look at this. Look at this server room. Think of each server that we have. If you walk over to a server, point to one, and I'll show you what I can do with it. You get to keep it. I won't take it. I promise.
Um, okay, sure. Um, all right, yeah. He'll just sort of vaguely gesture toward the server rack that is closest to him. Are you still good?
Okay. So he's gesturing to the server rack.
Mhm.
Okay, so I walk over carefully as kind of as far like in a circle around him looking at the server. Say okay. And I put my hand on the server. Watch this. And then I make the server go transparent. How does he react first?
Um, I mean, there's definitely like a raised eyebrow of surprise, but he's not panicking or anything. Clearly, this is something that he's used to weird things happening around him.
Okay. And then I point to the server. Imagine how much space you could save with all the stuff we get for you with my ability. Take a look at this server rack that's in here. It's still connected by its wires. Grab it, touch it. You can still touch it.
um, okay, I guess, but like, what's the point if it's still there and hooked up and you can still touch it? What is. I thought you were like turning it intangible or something. Is it. Are you just changing the color scheme? What's the.
See, the thing is, we can steal more than you know. And I push the rack out and show it a little bit towards him. See, my hand can move through this rack too, as well as touch it. But
Okay.
you can grab it. Yeah,
Okay.
try it. See, look at this. Can you imagine how much you could take? How much we could take for 800K? This is why I'm asking for 800K, and I want you to see, I want you to see that I'm not lying.
He's very clearly trying to sort of suppress it, but he gets this like it's one of a big horrible Grinch smile sort of starts to creep across his face slowly as he sort of reaches out. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. That makes
Hmm.
physical and non-physical at the same time. That's very interesting. I see what you're
Hmm.
going for. Okay, yeah.
Is he touch-
He sure does.
How much of his hand is on it?
How much of his hand do you need to be on it?
How much is through it? He's touching it.
Sorry?
How much of his hand is
Oh,
through it as
okay.
he's touching it?
um, yeah. I mean, if you're letting it pass through, he's playing with it for sure because he's interested in this. So he's definitely testing it out. Um, like yeah, he's putting his
Yeah,
whole hand in there if that's.
yeah, yeah. See, 800K gets you this, and I shove it so to show that it shows it's moving through his hand and his arm, and then I immediately phase it back into existence on his arm.
Okay. Um, I am going to need you to scrap for this one, because while this is something your power does, you are able to do it, you are doing it with the specific intent to cause harm. So what is your POW score?
It's only one.
It's only one. Okay.
Is there any way to assist or no?
Uh, So assisting is a little strange in this system. There's not specifically a help move, because while you're together as a party, you're always
Mhm.
considered to be helping each other. If you were to do something that went against the party, you'd have -1 to all of your stats. However, if you have a move you have in mind
Right.
that you want to do to, like, assist this, you could try to, like, I don't know, shove him into it or something.
Yeah, because I have one of my moves is Bloody Knuckles, which lets me scrap within regard for my safety. And one of the benefits if I get a positive card is create an opportunity for my allies. Uh,
Okay,
so
yeah.
in this case, though I am very afraid of the ghostliness, because I'm not thinking of my safety, I would like to like if he looks like he's gonna I wanna like try to like yeah, like move him into the path of this, uh at the risk of also putting myself in the path of it, if need be. If that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. In that case, order of operations, I think we'll resolve yours first, and then we'll resolve Maurice scrap, if that's cool with everybody. And I do want to point out, you
That's
have not
perfect.
used this yet. You do have the ability to get yourself +1 if you're taking a move specifically to support someone. So you could give yourself an extra 1 on this for this draw.
I will yeah, I will do that.
All right.
Yeah.
So for a scrap
This
then,
feels this feels important enough to
yeah. Wow. That's a great spread. For your scrap then, your options are the devil, you get what you want at a price you can't afford. The star, uh, a new direction reveals itself. The hermit, your actions isolate you. Or the world, for a single moment, the world bends to your will.
I mean, I think this is
Take it. Take it.
I'm for sure going the full deal of the world here, for sure.
Perfect. All right. For a single moment, the world bends to your whim. Uh, I think you realize what's happening at just the right moment, and you lunge forward to shove this guy, and it honestly works even better than you thought it would. He's fully inside the server rack. You didn't think that was going to happen, but he just did not have any resistance at all when you pushed him. You just shoved him right in there. And, yeah.
Three
Mhm.
times. Well, 3 out of 4 times because I did it right the next time. So yeah.
Okay, we are live once more.
Oh man.
All right. This should be the last time. I hope we are very close to
Oh,
the end. Party, through ingenious use of Eidolons, managed to physically trap a man inside a server rack. He should not be in there, and it went very badly for him. Then, from the frozen other world where he had trapped one of the party, that party member returned, along with an enormous whale, which is inside the ship, which is inside the wooden floor, which is inside the mountain. Uh, there's an angry whale coming at y'all. What you gonna do?
uh, is it? Does it
Dalton,
come at Trinity? Since Trinity's pants are like
Yeah, no,
anti-aggression.
absolutely. Trinity's pants are
Yeah,
anti-aggression, so it will not
can
target
I try
Trinity.
and well,
Well,
well, here's the thing. We're all kind of standing next to each other.
It's
yeah.
Yes,
also
this is fair.
it's a whale.
And it's a giant whale.
It is, but it's a humpback whale. It's not like it's got teeth.
Find border control in find
uh,
border control in a small room is not something whales are known for.
Yeah.
But yes, I believe right as we cut off, Dalton, you said you were going to attack the whale.
I was going to try and stab the whale with my one POW.
Perfect. All right. Top card of the deck. Judgment. Which judgment
That
negative. Your past failures catch up with you.
that's
you passed. I'd like to use my push.
You'd like to use your push. Beautiful. Um. Wow. Excellent use of a push. That'll give you the sun. Yes. So,
Nice.
yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a little
You are
weird,
given
right?
cause to celebrate.
Exactly. You don't think stabbing a whale is gonna go very well. Like, it's a whale, right? What does a knife do to a whale? But it is so upset and panicked, and it shouldn't be in this room. And yeah, it starts thrashing around. I think you definitely stab this whale, and it does a ton of damage, both to itself and to the server room. Like, you probably just took out Panamax Plus for, like, the eastern seaboard, at least. Um, yeah, fantastic. And I always need to check on this. Yeah, you don't advance your damage track or anything because you played a positive card in this scrap, so the whale, I think, is going to buck and react, and as it does, there are several more human figures manifest into the room, and they all do look vaguely like the guy you just server racked, but it's very obvious. It's like they're coming out of the whale's mouth, they're filtering through the baleen, and as they do, they gain physical form. And as one, they're all talking together now, and they say, well, yeah, I don't think they actually have anything intelligible to say right now. It's just too much pain and anger. So it's something along the why, what, how, what. Just these guys all stammering at you together at the same time. And that's the whale's move, because I don't get to attack you
Sick.
back.
Jerome, do your thing.
Finally! I'm gonna punch a whale. I'm gonna punch a
Alright.
whale right in its face.
Fantastic. With a power.
I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna break through. Uh, so break through. I draw power, but ignore the normal forecast and use the following. Uh, Power positive. I force my way through with finesse and ease. Uh, what's it? A neutral card. The object is damaged, or attention is drawn to you. I choose. Or negative. The obstacle is damaged, or attention is drawn to you. Your choice.
Okay. Well, let's see then. On a 3 power draw, your cards are the Aerophant, which, neutral, you discover something. Well, we ignore the forecast, so I'm just going to give you the polarity. The Aerophant, the Hanged Man, which is negative, and the High Priestess, which is neutral.
Yeah, I'll just pick one of the neutrals. Then I'll just pick the High Priestess.
The High Priestess. Okay. And that
And
was.
I would like to permanently damage. I was saying that I would like to use the breakthrough on
Right.
that neutral card to permanently damage this obstacle.
Okay, so I think the question I have for you here is, are you trying to permanently damage the whale, or are you trying to use the whale to permanently damage everything else in this room?
You know what? The latter thing you just said is actually a much better idea. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm using a wrecking ball whale to just
Absolutely, yes.
mess up this room.
Yeah, whales don't have a lot of, like, mobility when they're on dry land, and certainly not when they're half in, half out of a boat. Um, so when you fire up your music notes, you realize that there's a pattern. When you get into that move, you're firing over and over with your punches, you're throwing notes, and you realize you can push this thing in a way that it can't move itself. And yeah, you can just roll this whale right over every single one of those server racks and take it all down.
No more Panamax for the from coast to coast.
Absolutely. And again, that was a
Oh,
neutral
oh, oh.
card, so. Hmm?
The archivists that run our organization are not going to be happy we just destroyed the entire
Sorry,
destroyed the servers.
I can't hear you over this dope beat.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I think as you're doing this,
At least we
since you've
saved
played.
Morbius.
That's true, you did save Morbius. You got 2 whole shows out of this, come on. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, folks. One final apology for all the inconvenience this time around. It's been a wild ride tonight, but we are in it to the end. So, the party has found themselves in the room with a whale, which seems to have summoned a bunch of old timey whalers to fight them. It's also getting colder and colder and colder in here as the adventure goes on. Folks, you have achieved your goal and captured your targets. How are you getting out of this whale room?
I'm gonna try to use POW one more time. Oh, it's the most idea. Uh, I my proposal is that I want to use POW one more time.
Okay, and we are live one more time. Yeah, so y'all
Punching the
have.
wheel to the sky apparently breaks things.
It does. Y'all have cleared this mission with aplomb, and I am so happy to have had you all here today. Thank you so much for joining us. Uh, if you are viewing, we will be right back here next week for Artifacts of Romulus, which I am a player in, so I will be there, and hopefully more consistent than this. um, you can also find me on Twitter at patch_jacket and co-host at nobody, and on my weekly podcast, Us Weirdos Have to Stick Together, which is about queer representation in cartoons. And how about all y'all? Do you have anything to plug?
I'm Emma. You can find me on Twitter at M of Healy, and as a regular on Jaffa Takes, podcast about Stargate. Right now we're on vacation, so I am reading chapters of My Little Ponies Stargate SQ-1